Hey again, we discussed the array list, we discussed the array, we discussed hash map, but all these are already implemented in Java and Kotlin use it. But you have to know you could use this thing in Kotlin, that Kotlin have his own version from this thing. So let me suppose get a new file and I said Kotlin collections. Okay, so I just grade here. So this is my class. So let me suppose I want to define map. In Kotlin also have, I don't know why I use let a lot, variable map. And Kotlin also have, for example, for map, you say hash mapOf, and you could give it the value that you want. Say, for example, key1 will be the key for the name, which is Hussein. So to Hussein. Okay, you could add more. 2 is the key for Jenna, and you could also go down and say, hey, I need to add more. Map.put for key 3 should be Leia. This is another way. See, he use hash mapOf. It's different data structure, different representation, but still same. Like still, if I want to print element, I say, hey, print line for me for the one who have, for example, for map dot. Now I don't use get. I think you could use get. We'll give it key, for example, 3, and also you could use another way. We say print line, the simple way, which you say map, and you give it the key directory, for example, 3. So you could use map.get or map.3. Same result, same data, but one thing different. This one hash map is just implemented in Kotlin, so make it a little bit the syntax will be easy for people who want to learn. So let me see the result. Let you wait 4 seconds and see what is going on. So yeah, hopefully everything will be good, and we are ready to go for next step. So there you go. Leia give you same result. As I told you, there is many things you could do. Also, you have variable for something, name it Arrayof. So AR, we said array of, and you give it value like 1, 10, 22, 11, and you could print this element. You said, hey, print line for me for AR for 0. He will give you the first location, which is 1. Okay, Arrayof also they just did the presentation for these data, so you could get the element, you could set it, same thing, Arrayof. Also listOf. I don't think I need to discuss listOf for you, because list, same thing of just data structure, different representation. But if you want to do it var, you may see it l equal listOf. Also, you could give it listOf element, but the internal data structure is different from array. For example, 11, 22, 33, whatever, and you could print the elements inside that array, and in same way. So you want to print all the elements, say, hey, for loop, let me suppose name it list. So item in the list, and make print for me. But you have to know list is different using linked list, so you cannot get it by index. You cannot say list for 0, list for 1, list for 2, because the internal data structure for list is linked list. So you have to use in this way to access to the element. So items, print line item, print line, you have to be able to print it. So just different data structure, but you have to understand, like map is the same of hash map, Arrayof same as array, list is the linked list. Here we go. If you see how he was able to print all element for me. So yes, this is basically. But if you try to do list for like 0, could you add element here? Or list, yes, list for example 0 equal 22. You cannot do this, because first of all, a list is the linked list, so you cannot access to the element through index. This is first thing. The second thing, list is immutable data structure. When we say this data structure is immutable, that means after you define it, you cannot change the value inside it. You cannot. So you just define it, give it value, and that is. But if you want to make it immutable list, you just say, hey, immutable list of. Mutable list of, same of list, but that means that the value inside it could be changed. Now you could say, hey, for 0 add 22 because you define it as immutable. But if you define it as list only, you cannot update the value inside the list. So again, there's a difference between immutable and immutable. When we say this structure is immutable, that means this data could be changed. The data after you define it could change it. You see immutable list of, after he defined it, he was able to change it. But when you say this immutable, that means after you define it, give it value, you cannot change it. As you see then when we define it like list of only. There is many things to do. Let me just done from this video. See you next.